What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast Season 3, Episode 3, a weekly podcast where we talk about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing this week, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover a main topic. This week's main topic's a little bit of a different one in terms of I've decided to make more a broad spectrum on the main topics. By being the fact that we can actually talk about AAA stuff, because it's still very much linked to gaming, and we always try to keep it indie gaming, but as you probably understand, that indie gaming main topics they're few and far between. They don't come around all the time.
It's true.
But this one is kind of linking to indie games, and it's speaking about Dreams. Dreams released on PlayStation 4 today as of recording, and it's already got a plethora of games available on its online store, or online marketplace that doesn't cost money, whatever you want to call it. And it's inspired me to ask the question or talk to you about, are we going to see a change in the way indie games are potentially made? Are we going to see in the next 5-10 years games actually being published from platforms like Dreams or Endless Mission, which is one available on PC and stuff like that? And that's what I really want to chew the fat on at the end. But before we get there, we've got a ton of indie game goodness to get through. And joining me, as always, is Tom from Ep3 and Profit.
I'm here. I'm always here.
Yeah.
I never miss a single episode. That's something they always say about me.
Yeah. And Dan, Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Dan has fallen victim to, what do you call it? To just corporate, to the corporate stereotyping of a boomer.
Or a bloomer. Yeah, so you like.
Basically, Dan isn't allowed here. He was told very strictly by his wife, or it might be a girlfriend on the side. We don't know.
Something with Dan, you never know.
No, you never know.
He's a player.
He won't be happy no matter what it is. But
he's never happy. Is Have you ever seen him happy? Be honest. Not once.
Dan, who's normally here, is not allowed out because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not here, basically. At the Dice Bear, if you want to spam him on Twitter, spam at him, at the Dice Bear. What Valentine's Day? It's more important than indie game stuff, apparently.
Yeah. I'm here with my true love. Give me a hand. Indie games.
Yeah. I honestly thought, once you get married, Valentine's Day just isn't a thing, is it?
Oh, no, my dad's, he's set up a little thing for Mum when she gets
home.
Really? Well, they're just getting fish and chips, but he's like set the table up like it's a fancy dinner.
See, I was brought up, my granddad is very old-fashioned. And I was brought up on the idea of, I will buy my partner a present when I want to, not when a card company tells me to. That's
classic.
The way my granddad is. Like,
yeah.
And he's like, Valentine's Day? What a load of nonsense. Hey, what's St. Valentine done for me? Like, that's basically what he's like. And that's the way I was brought up. I've never brought a Valentine's Day card for anyone, even when I was younger. Because I always thought it was a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
Probably why I had so many ex-girlfriends for my wife, but hey ho.
Funny, they always broke up a couple of days after Valentine's Day.
Have you had any weird Valentine's Day presents?
Oh.
I had a brass dog once. You know, like what you find in a pub?
Hey?
You know what you find in a pub? Do you know the kind of things you find by a fireplace?
Yeah, well, it's on like a block of wood. Yeah. What?
It wasn't even it wasn't a replica of my dog. It wasn't a replica of my dog or anything. It wasn't even a replica of her dog.
It was
a little wooden plaque with this probably 4 or 5 inch high solid brass. It must have cost her a fair whack, unless she nicked it from a pub. Dog, and I was like, thank you.
Was it Sarah? Yeah.
Oh, it was just like, what the... Yeah.
That's a bizarre one. I don't think I've had anything really weird. No, I can't think of anything strange. I mean, there's the years of loneliness. That was one that's quite weird if you think about it. I was alone for a long time.
Cool.
Still feel alone.
But yeah, anyway, the Indie Credible Podcast, guys. So
games.
If you are still here after our little tangent of Valentine's Day, then you can find us on all podcast services. We're available on every single audio podcast service if you want to listen to us. But alternatively, you can watch us on YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube, then congratulations for finding us. You guys deserve a Valentine kiss yourselves. Give yourself a little kiss right now, any way you want.
I just launched one
into the ether.
Yeah. Where's Dan, by the way? Is he?
He's somewhere around there.
Did you do it? Did you?
I will do it. Yeah.
You better. Don't be lazy.
Yes, on YouTube, any game we speak about trailer will be up as we're talking about it, so it'll help give context to the games we're trying to talk about and share our impressions or our feelings or our views on. But anyway, finally, Patreon. We are available on Patreon. We do have some lovely patrons over there already. The benefit of supporting us on Patreon for $1 a month is you can get exclusive pre and post show content. This one's a bit of a beast for the pre-show content today.
Oh yeah.
We talk about a lot of rugby.
Many a crazy rugby story in this one.
Yeah. It's good fun.
You've had a weird, sick life, Lewis.
I've had a wonderful life. Yeah. Should we go on to some indie games, my friend?
Yeah, let's do it. I love them.
What have we been playing this week? Do you want to kick us off or shall I kick us off?
I'll kick us off.
Go on then.
Because I've had enough of you talking already.
Go on then.
Alright. So, I played the 2 games, well, you gave me 3, but 2 games that you gave me codes for.
I'm hoping one of them's 7th Sector.
One of them is 7th Sector.
Because I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it at all?
Only because I've been playing another game that
Right.
I thought was going to be short, but it didn't turn out to be short.
Ah, okay. Well, fair enough. So yeah, I played a chunk of 7th Sector. Still not done with it yet.
Okay.
It's a weird one. I don't know how to describe it.
So it's like a puzzle game, right?
Yeah. It gives me sort of Inside kind of vibes.
Okay.
You play as like an electric entity.
Yeah.
Like when you first see you're sort of there's like a TV. It's got like static on it, and you can vaguely make out the shape of the person, and you are that person.
Mm-hmm.
And you start like going through wires, like electrical wires. And you're just like a little bead of light going through the wires, and you do puzzle after puzzle. There's a lot of math puzzles in there, which was hard for me because I'm terrible at maths. I'm so bad. Yeah, and you sort of build up. You can control. You sort of become able to control bigger things and whatnot from the game. Yeah, it's just mainly puzzles, and there's a sort of it's post-apocalyptic, well not post-apocalyptic, dystopian future. What I meant to say there. It's the same sort of vibe that you get from Inside, where it's like there's all this dark stuff happening in the background and around you, and you're sort of
like a very like corporate.
Yeah, there's a lot of robots going on.
Oh yeah, like oppression.
I walked past an open door at one point, and there was a guy who had killed himself in the bath.
Oh, so it's quite dark.
It's quite dark. He was in a
bath.
He was in a bath full of blood.
So has it got quite a lot of like I like that like environmental storytelling in the background, whereas it doesn't say this is what happened, but you can kind of go from room to room, and you can start going
okay,
because that happens in Inside quite a lot with what's going on.
I don't think it's as delivered as well as Inside.
Okay.
Inside, you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
This is sort of like, okay, yeah, right. It's something bad's happening, and there's robots, and I'm not sure what the general message is. I'm hoping it'll become a bit more clear at the end.
Yep.
But I do really like it so far. I love the tone of it, and the puzzles, for the most part, are really good, but they're not perfect.
Okay.
Like, maybe I'm being a dumbass, but there are some puzzles where I just don't see how you can figure it out. It's only happened a couple times.
How have you... Did you figure it out by RNG, just spamming shit?
Walk through.
I walked through.
I had to get one up. There was one point I had to really get one up. It was...
was the solution obvious at the end, or was it
I watched the walkthrough. It didn't have a guy talking. They just did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know what he did. Like, I don't understand what he did to figure that
out. That's annoying, because it is a case of... Obviously, puzzles are so hard to do, because what you'll find hard, I might find easy, and vice versa.
It's always the case, yeah.
But if it's not logically... sound.
I sometimes it's not always. It is the minority, but occasionally I get to puzzle and I'm just like, how was I meant to figure that out? Because when you get a puzzle in a game, usually you get sort of like the things that will be important to the puzzle, to the solution.
Yep.
And you've got to try and figure out a way to like, this means that, so I can piece that together and you get to the solution.
Yep.
But with this, it's just sort of like, okay, here are all the pieces. What the hell do they mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with them? Like, what is this? I don't understand. And you just sit there for ages trying to figure it out, and you're like, you know, when you first get to a puzzle, you sort of just start doing everything to see what you can do.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I can do that, And I did that, and I was just like, this one particular puzzle. I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Like, if you play it, I'm not really spoiling it, but it's when you're in the train, and there's like QR codes all over the room. Turn the lights off, and you can see QR codes printed everywhere, like under UV light.
Yeah. And
you can open lockers so you can see some of them. There's a few of them. And then you get to the end of the passageway, and there's a panel where you open the door, and you've got to sort of piece together a QR code.
Yep.
And you can make, as far as I can tell, all the ones that you can see. You can make them all.
Okay.
But one of them opens the door. I don't know what one.
Oh, I see.
But
so it's like trial and error rather than actual...
I guess? I don't know.
It's weird.
There must be a logical way to figure it out, but I didn't get it.
Short answer: are you enjoying the game?
Yes. Yeah.
You are.
But that is my only real.
But you recommend it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's pretty cheap. I think it's like £7.50, £7.
Is it really that much?
I think so. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's about 3.5, 4 hours overall.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. I don't know.
You're probably quite close to the end.
I'm probably not far away. It does feel. Yeah. I would say it gives me a lot of inside.
I'm interested to check
Heart
it
of
out.
Darkness.
Oh, nice.
Another world kind of.
Yeah.
It isn't that kind of game, but it kind of is. It's confusing. Yeah.
Nice.
It's unique.
I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, I've
got it installed on my PS4.
Yeah. Is it only on PS4?
No, it's been on PC about 4 or 5 months, and it's just released on Switch and PS4.
There was another part that was hard, and I thought this would be easy on PC.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
It's vague spoiler, so I won't say what it is. But I was getting quite frustrated. I was like, if this was PC, I reckon I could do this like that.
Yeah.
But I kept having to redo it, and I was like, this is pissing me off. I was close to quitting. I was like, until I figured out a weird strategy. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. Maybe it is.
Next level thinking, mate. Next level thinking.
Well, you know, I think laterally. I think outside the box. I think fourth dimensionally. I'm a real smart, crazy sort of genius. Do you know what I mean? Do you agree? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. What else have you been playing?
I played The Curse of Annabelle.
Oh, you played it.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got a what is video or?
Yeah, if you look now, it's probably uploaded. It's unlisted.
Oh, nice.
Uploaded.
Yeah. So, Curse of Annabelle. What is it?
It is a horror game. It's a first-person horror game, and I didn't play much. I played it for about an hour.
Did you not play much because you got scared, or did you not play much because you didn't like it?
Bit of both.
Okay.
I did get scared, but it was jump scares.
You don't like jump scares?
I think they're cheap.
I mean, they are.
Yeah.
There's no denying they are. I don't mind them every now and then. Like, I don't mind because I get why a horror game feels like they have to do them because your general average Joe, who potentially was going to jump into it, expects a jump scare. And jump scares, when they're done tastefully,
I'm not saying
can be good.
I often like if it's something just jumps out at you and there's a big noise and you're like, oh, but I think that's pathetic.
Yes.
But if it's like something you didn't realise was a person moves in the distance, that makes me jump. Like even if there's no noise, I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, like that kind of stuff's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if something just goes at you, then it's just.
Is that what this is like?
There's a bit of that, but I mean the voice acting, by the way, I was quite nice in the video. It's terrible.
So what's the premise of the game?
Right, so this is what, as I understand it, in fairness, I clearly didn't get to the proper game.
Okay.
So, set in the 80s, it seems.
Always good.
A little girl dies.
Always little girl.
Well, she goes missing, and then she's found dead in the garden of this mansion. That's this cursed mansion. Yeah. Apparently, it's had a history of people dying weirdly and whatnot.
Okay.
And it tells you about the sister is alive, and she's like, I can't stop thinking about it, and she's like researching it and everything, and then you play as her boyfriend, which was a surprise to me. Yeah. So it was set up that you were going to play as her, and then it's like, and she mentions her boyfriend, and then suddenly it's like, I'll go find Emily, and I was like, oh, am I not Emily then? I guess I'm Nathan. So you go into a house, and you go to the mansion, and then mild spoilers for the beginning of the game. Nathan gets killed by a ghosty Annabelle, but then you are a ghost yourself, I guess. And I didn't get to see any of this, but I assume you would get some kind of ghost powers. When you look at the controls, it says things like T for time manipulation and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I never got to any of that. I got to the bit where I died and got resurrected, and I was like, this is long enough for a video.
So does it end up being like Monsters Inc. that you're trying to scare people as the ghost?
No, no. You want to save the little girl.
Okay.
Even though she seems evil, so I don't know why.
It's a little girl in a horror film.
Exactly.
Always evil.
She's weird, and she's weirdly like her character model. When you see her, like right before you get killed, I think it looks like an adult character model that's been scaled down because she looks kind of like broad and a bit like kind of muscly, and I was like, I'd say in the middle, like fucking hell, she's swole, like she's been working out, and then she throws me around the room, and like my hands go, it's weird, but yeah, it's I don't know.
I mean, you're not a big fan of horror games anyway, are you?
I'm sort of double-edged when it comes to horror because I love horror when it's done right.
Yep.
To me, horror is atmosphere. Like I was saying about jump scares. If it builds to a jump scare, but then doesn't give me one, I think that's far scarier.
Yeah.
Because it puts me on edge.
Yeah.
And you're like, when's it coming? And it never comes, and then you're just like, oh, you don't feel like you can trust anything.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna throw something at me,
the whole shutting the cabinet in the bathroom and then not being someone there.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then the whole kind of like clever, like it follows does it really well actually.
It's a good film.
Like it follows the whole camera movement stuff and it follows. It's so good. I watched this actual YouTube video about it was like a half-hour video of how it's so effective and like the way they use space.
Yeah.
And it's so continuous.
Yeah. It's like a long shots.
It's basically meaning that like you come out the house at the very beginning when they're screaming and you do a circle and you and then there's come back and then there's just a person standing there walking towards you.
Yeah.
And it's just a sense of like you're always expecting there's something I can't hear.
Exactly.
And it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then when it appears on the screen, it's not a scary jump there, but it's impending and the continuous movements always make the continuous walk, it's never stopping. That
it's always coming, yeah. And that's the thing.
That's a very good horror film.
I really like it. It's one of the best modern horrours to come out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Time. Though I will say, it seems to take place in some weird alternate world where people have weird phones. But they have TVs from like the 50s. like it's a weird choice. I don't know why they do that.
It's like suburban America, isn't it? So some people back
it's
there
like a clamshell. It's a literal
clamshell.
I don't mean like a clamshell phone. It's the shape of an actual clamshell, and it's got like a screen on each bit, and she's sort of scrolling through it like a normal phone. And I was like, "What? What's the relevance of that to anything else? Like, why do that?"
God knows.
Weird choice, but I do really like that film, and the music's great in that film as well.
So, would you recommend Curse of Annabelle?
I'd recommend it if you're looking for cheap thrills,
cheap horror thrills,
and funny dialogue. Because the dialogue's, some of the delivery on the lines is funny.
Is it?
Like there's a bit where it sort of makes me laugh because I do like a pretend voice, and then the guy speaks right after me. Like I do a pretend bad one, and he sounds exactly like me. Like I'm like, this is incredible, and he's like, I can't believe this. Like right after, and I was like, wow, it's like exactly what I thought it would be. It's some of it's all right, but there's some dialogue in there. It's like, ooh, that's a little rough. Didn't want to do another take of that one? You want just the one take? Oof. But I don't know how big the team is or how big their budget is.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because you appreciate... Some people hate reading text. And especially in a horror game, it's hard. Yeah. It takes it away. But then if the devs haven't got a big budget, chances are it's a lot of the devs doing the voice acting.
That's why it's been nicer.
And devs probably aren't the best voice actors.
Yeah.
So
the one playing Emily, she's decent. But the guy playing Nathan is not very good, and he's the main character.
I don't want this to come across sexist.
Go on.
But every time I've experienced games that have clearly dev teams doing voice acting, the woman delivery normally seems a lot better.
Maybe that is a thing.
Sometimes the males are very wooden and stiff and cardboard. I know why.
It's probably because guys are a bit more self-conscious about letting it out.
I think so.
Yeah, I think in general, I think guys are a lot more sort of like, I don't want to be like over the top. Like I don't want to let too much emotion show. You know what I mean? So they sort of play it flat.
I mean, women are just great at faking it anyway, right?
Hey, come on now. You didn't want to be sexist. Remember when you said that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. But I think men are sort of like they don't want to embarrass themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like I know it's a sticky situation to be in, but that's just the experience I've had from dev voice acted games.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but majority of the time, the women's comes across as acceptable, and some of the male ones, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that is definitely, Like I say, I was nice in the video, because I think I even say, like, it's about, I understand budgets. Like, they clearly put more budget into the gameplay than they have the voice acting.
Yeah, which
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because it looks good enough, it looks decent for an indie game, and especially like one going for realism.
Yeah.
And it's, it sounds good and everything like that. It's just, it's not.
Nice.
It's not the best for me. It's not for me. I won't
Fair dues. Fair dues.
Yeah.
Cool. I've played 2 games this week.
Oh, you're going crazy, aren't you?
I know, eh? All out.
You hold it in.
Well, one game I expected to do in like 2 or 4 hours and ended up going on. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing went on. And that's Spaceland. So Spaceland is a game that launched, I want to say last Friday, I think. It's available now on PC, Switch, I think it's actually PS4 and Xbox. I think it's everywhere. I don't 100% know about Xbox, but I know it's everywhere else. And Spacelanders, you're going to go, ooh.
Turn-based.
Spacelanders is a turn-based XCOM style indie game. Now, this is very different. It's a very charming visuals, like really cutesy visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is very generic. So what happens is the ship crash lands, or your ship's kind of going down. You land on this random planet. You go into this base, and then you're all of a sudden like, oh, there's no one really here. And then, like, oh, there's these military. There's signs of military been here. Why have the military been here? Then you meet this guy, and he's like, oh yeah, there's these weird aliens running around, and military have come, and we don't know what's going on. And then as it goes further on, you find these research clues, and it's like, oh yeah, this base is actually to do with something illegal, and there's aliens here, and the military here as well.
Crazy.
So the story is fine. You don't play this game for the story.
Yeah.
And
you play for the gameplay? Okay.
So it's very, very much. If you play a turn-based combat game, you understand how they work. Tile-based system. You have action points where each character roughly has, let's say, 10 action points. Attacking takes up like 3 or 4 action points depending on your character. And so if you shoot once, you can move 6 squares, or you can move 2 squares, shoot twice, and things like that. You get other abilities, like one person can throw a grenade, one person can teleport, and they take up action points. So that's where the strategy comes into it. The RNG nature in the game comes in based on distance of shot. Right. So if you're further away, it's less chance to shoot. If you're within like 2 squares, it's 100% chance to shoot.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, the RNG is all right. There's always times when you're going to miss at 80% and get salty, but then I was trying to work out how many times that happened at 80%. Was it 1 in 5?
Yeah.
And I was definitely hitting a lot more than I wasn't from like 70 up. 60% is always going to be hitting it. You're almost pretty much 50-50. Like So it has that element into it, but I don't mind it because in this game very much the stages are quite small. So it brings in that risk and reward. It's like, oh shit, this person's going to die if I don't kill this. I haven't got the action points. I'm going to have to take the risk.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take the risk and shoot. And simple as that. And you miss, it's 50%. Like, I can't really complain. Like, so that it very much relies on you to make sure you're placing you're like moving your team around efficiently. If you overcommit someone and then can't back them up and support them, chances are they die. Some of the stages do some real nice puzzle mechanics. Like there's one stage where there's like these bridges everywhere, and you're not allowed 2 people on a bridge, including enemies. So you have to make sure you're moving around. So and there's some enemies that can only be killed from behind. So you're very much like trying to move them around to kill them from behind. And that
sounds interesting.
Yeah, that all feels really good. There's lots of upgrades to go. I say lots. There's upgrades to go on. They're not as much as say something like XCOM, where your whole R&D department. This is just you find some guy and he's like, oh yeah, I've got this spare shotgun. Maybe you can do something with it. It's like upgrade shotgun available, and it's square to upgrade the shotgun. Yeah. But it's a mechanic that didn't need to be in there. It's in there. It's fine. So I'm about 6 hours into the game, and I'm already surprised it's this long.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I am really, really enjoying it. It gets to the point where you end up having more than... So you can only have 3 people on a mission, and you end up having more than 3 people. So it's that whole kind of, who do I take in? Do I take my healer in? Do I take my tank dude in? Do I take my range dude in? Like, how do I build my team out? Which very much leads into how you play games.
Yeah.
Or play the level. Levels are really like they're nice and condensed and short. So you're kind of, your objectives are like, find the computer and download the information. Done. Simple as that. Most levels have these little hidden boxes that research, and they kind of give snippets of what's actually happening into the story, as well as what you find out as well, like extra story. Yeah, on the whole, I'm genuinely surprised how much I'm enjoying this game. It's cool. It's really nice little.
You know what? It doesn't sound awful.
You wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely.
But people who like turn-based games, people like me who like the strategic games. They'll enjoy this, and I'm kind of annoyed I'm not playing it on Switch. I mean, the reason I'm not playing it on Switch is because it's I got given a key for the PlayStation 4, so I'm playing, but it runs fine. Like the whole movement of the controls and that, they feel fine. They feel good on PlayStation. Obviously, it's a lot quicker on mouse and keyboard if you want to be like that. But yeah, on the whole, I'm genuinely enjoying this game. Like if people are looking for nice to digest. Probably, I'm going to put my neck out and say roughly probably a 10-hour game, roughly. I don't know how far it goes.
Yeah.
But roughly probably a 10-hour game that's nice, easy to digest, but well-made and competent turn-based strategy game. I mean, this is Spaceland is definitely one to check out.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yes, and the next game. So the reason I didn't finish Spaceland, which I was going to finish last night,
right,
was I very kindly, unfortunately, got sent through a copy last night of Dreams.
Hey.
And this is a game that I've been keeping an eye on, but didn't want to know too much about.
Yeah.
So I say a game, an experience,
a software. Almost.
And then out of nowhere, I got offered a key, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll take this." It came last night. So it came before release, and I booted it in. It's very, really small download. So I got into it, and I was like, I'll give Dreams a little go before I finish Spaceland. That was in my mind.
Yeah.
I'll give Dreams a little go before I finish Spaceland.
Foolish.
Now, for those who don't know what Dreams are, Dreams is developed by Media Molecule.
Sorry, so the way you said, don't know what Dreams are.
Yeah. For those who don't know what Dreams is or are, Dreams is.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
When you say dreams are, I mean people who don't have dreams.
Yeah. Dreams is. It's a game on Media Molecule, the people who made Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And that's important because a big element of Little Big Planet was the community-made levels.
Kind of the big selling point of it.
Yeah, and there are people like Sumo Digital, the guys who made Snake Pass, the lead developer on Snake Pass, got a job at Media Molecule, Sumo Digital, like a sub-company of Media Molecule, because of his community-built levels on Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
He basically went in the office and was like, they invited him over, and he went into like the head person's office and was like, "Give me a job. I want a job here." Like, that's absolutely balls. Just going in there.
Ballsy,
like,
yeah.
I've made all these levels. I'm the highest. I'm
Look
the
how
biggest.
good they are.
So yeah, it's.
Did Sumo Digital make the PSP version of Little Big Planet? I feel like they did.
I think they did, yeah.
Which I played a lot of.
I'm pretty sure they did.
And I made many a good level on there.
But
myself.
So Dreams is now. I was thinking about how to refer to it, and when you boot the game up, actually, it sums it up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And Media Molecule call it a social space for creative minds, and that is probably the best way to refer to it.
Mm-hmm.
So Dreams offers two experiences. In a nutshell, it offers a game playing experience and it offers a creative experience. The game playing experience, you can buy this game. It's very reasonably priced at £35, $40. You can jump into the game side of things. Now, Media Molecule have made a roughly 3-hour single player story, which is exceptionally good. Like, but I'll get to that in a minute because there's more to that.
Okay.
But then other people who have made games in Dreams, the games are available. And I was scrolling through this tonight. I played 15 minutes of this game where a pig is chasing a sandwich. And it's a physics-based game on a 3D rolling ball.
Right, okay.
Where you basically need to move the ball like a labyrinth to find the sandwich.
Right.
And I was just like, I'll give this a go. 15 minutes out, I'm like, oh, I'm still playing this game. Like, and there's lots of weird little demo stuff like that. And I also then found this other demo, and it says demo, and they're aiming to have episode 1 released in April. And it was this sci-fi horror FPS game.
Yeah.
And as soon as it loaded up, I was like, oh, this looks good. Like the lighting in there, it looked atmospheric and dark, and I was playing through it, and I was getting tense, and I was like, this is good. Like, this looks... Like, if I brought this game, I'd be like, hell yeah. And then, I don't want to ruin it, because it's a great experience. I don't know the name of the game. I should have made a note of it.
Yeah, probably should have.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Well, maybe
it's,
put it up on the video.
I'll put it up on the video, yeah. And then it finishes, and I was like, wow. And then I saw Made By, and there's like this massive list of names, and I was like, what the hell? So I then started to do some research. I was like, okay, so I Googled. And there are these companies. So the people who made this game have got a company who are a little bit like I mentioned Minecraft.
Yeah.
People who make these massive Minecraft landscape projects.
Yeah, like you got
when
the
they
guys
collab.
who made Middle Earth.
Yeah, and they collab. That's basically what people are doing in Dreams already. People are You've got some people who are doing the 3D models, and other people who are doing the programming side, other people who are doing the gameplay testing, and they're making legit games that you won't have to buy. They are free in the game. They come as part of the community package. What's even better, and this is probably... Now, before I get into that, let me talk about the creative side, because it links in.
Yeah.
The creative side is something I've dabbled in. I've very rarely slightly dabbled in, because it is pretty complex.
Yeah.
So, the creative side, you get a home space, and you can pimp your home space out. You can make models and put it in your home space. And I don't know yet if people can come and see your home space or what, but when you load the game up and you go to creative side, it's like your home space, and you can go and look at your games. You can like run to your games and go play your games there and then, or you can look at your models, or you can go, you know what it's like. Everyone's seen a home hub. But then you can so there's like an audio studio where you can make your own music.
Yep.
You can record voice straight into it from a headset. So record voice straight into the game, and then you can put it on there. There is like a 3D modeling section. There's a paint tool, which is very in-depth. And then you've got your actual game programming. Your actual making a game from start to scratch to everything in there. And then that links in, because one of the best things, and I've only dabbled with this, as in I've done it once, and it blew my mind that I could do this. You can take assets from someone else's game and put it directly into your game. So if you are like, I'm making a first-person shooter, but I love the way this control feels, you can rip that asset and put it in your game.
It's all one community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you sign into it, basically, you can sign up, one, whether your stuff is public, because there is I can't remember the website. It's like dreams.net, I think is what it is.
Wow.
But there's a whole website. Yeah. I'll try actually now. But
have a look,
basically, if you are public, people can see you on the dreams.net. Yeah, it's not dreams.net.
All right. Is it dreams.com?
If I just type in dreams website, that should come up, right?
Probably will come up, yeah.
And you can see everybody's, not dreams.co.uk, Dreams game website, because they're a fucking bed company, isn't it, called Dreams? So yeah, you can directly rip these dreams in dreams.me, is it?
Wow, okay.
So this is it here. Community news, my picks, like these are all the games that are in there already. So you can have to look through that.
Scroll, yeah.
So you can take these assets and put them in there. So when you sign in, you can basically say, are you public? If you are public, people can see your stuff. And if they can see your stuff, they can take your assets. Now, at the moment, that's not an issue because you can't actually make money off your games.
Yeah.
But we'll get on to that at the main topic in the end. Now, when I said how good the Media Monocle game is, I just want to highlight this. The game that Media Molecule put out as a story game was made on a PlayStation in Dreams. The whole game is made in Dreams. And it is a legitimate game. So when I first done the whole tutorial stuff, I was like, this is going to be some kind of baby game. Like, this is going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be really simple.
Yeah. And it is simple. It's not that complex at all.
Right, yeah.
But it tackles some really adult issues. And it's incredibly good. It's called... I want to say it's Art's Journey. I think it's called Art's Journey. Right. And that's basically, you play as this bass, double bass player called Art, who you go through his dreams, basically. And you're playing as some of his childhood teddy bears who are on a mission to save his favourite childhood teddy bear. And there's a villain called, like, Toothhorn or something. It's this raven that he has nightmares of as a kid. Okay. And it's all about how, like, anxiety as a musician and all bits and bobs like that. Yeah. So stuff that a kid would be like, what the hell is going on? But what it does is there's one dream that's like a bullet hell. There's one dream that's a point and click adventure. There's another dream that's a puzzle game.
So it can show you like,
and they are legitimate games. Like, I was playing it and I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. Like, it was so good. And it's made me go, wow, like the possibilities in this are nuts. Yeah. I can't wait for like 6 months' time when people are starting to put their games out there. They put 20 hours a week into every week. Because you know people will do that. Yeah. People do it all the time. People make weird and wonderful stuff in like...
Just something weird that I'd like to see.
What's that?
Is someone recreating a already existing game in Dreams.
These happen.
Yeah, but I don't mean like Pac-Man. I mean like...
No, so someone has in the beta, they had to wipe it because it's not carried over, but they're going to bring some games back.
Yeah.
Someone remade a up-to-date, hyper-realistic version of Ocarina of Time.
Wow. Okay.
Well, not the whole game, but they got to a certain part.
Proof of concept,
and proof of concept. People are making all sorts of stuff. Like Final Fantasy VII is already available in there, but not actually called Final Fantasy VII. Probably Fantasy Final 7 or something stupid.
Yeah. The thing is, they can't. Sorry, they can't surely be any legal action taken because it's all free in the game.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you're playing it, there's a constant marker on the screen at the bottom saying "Made in Dreams," and that's obviously so you can't just rip stuff out of the game and go, "Oh, I've made this."
Yeah,
like they have to protect themselves, but it's incredible. Like it is someone who I don't work in like content creation, but I've done a lot of content creation.
Yeah.
And I've even dabbled in like game dev very minutely, but I dabbled in the very basics of game dev.
Yeah.
This is potentially a game changer. Like it's blown my mind what is on offer here. Yeah. The only thing I will say is the controls aren't bad. They take getting used to.
I can imagine they're quite complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely the worst thing about the game. But the issue is there's no other way of doing it.
Yeah.
So you have 3 control options. You have the default is you have the motion sensor on the gamepad,
exactly.
and then you use the analog sticks to move around as well. Right. And then you can hold the shoulder buttons to strafe. So, like, you can get pretty used to it. You can kind of get like.
Well, I'm sure you will. After
I'm now pretty used to it. And you have your little cursor, who's called Imp. He's like this little ball thing, and then he picks stuff up and jumps things out, and you jump in and out. You can. This is what crazy as well. When you're making something, you can just jump into any model, and then look at from that point there. Or if it's playable character, you can jump into it, play as a little bit, move it to another section, and then go back to it. And you just jump in and out. That's like go from edit mode to play mode like that.
It's instant.
Like instant.
Wow.
The other mode is you can use move controllers.
Yeah.
Now apparently this is very good, but it takes a lot of getting used to. If you played VR,
makes more sense to me than
yeah. And then the final one is just
VR isn't at launch, but it's coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other one is just analog sticks. Now I've tried this and I thought I prefer this.
Yeah.
Now it's definitely I can see why people would switch to it on the fly because you can put hotkeys on your gamepad to then switch the change control model. And the reason you would is if you're doing like a complete straight line, the analog rather than the motion controller being a straight line, the analog stick would be better for a straight line or just tapping the D-pad. Whereas. But it's so slow. Moving your imp around the screen is like, whereas you can just go like this.
Yeah.
And it has a real charming feeling, like a wand, like you're picking up and putting down, and you're like, and when you get used to it, and like you can recalibrate so easy. You just hold down Options button, and it pops your imp back to the screen. Or if you keep going off the screen, it will line up your imp with a sensor over there.
Right. Yeah.
So then you go, so you can really easily realign.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm probably about 6-7 hours of Dreams over the last like 2 days because it's just so much fun to dabble around in that I'm now kind of getting used to. I haven't got to keep going, what's getting out now? L1 and circle. I can be like, bang, right, back.
Yeah.
And that's I honestly think that you're probably going to look at around 50 hours to get in your head.
Like,
bang, like this did. Like,
definitely possible though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's... I understand the limitations of putting that kind of immense possibilities on a controller. You know, you're limited to a very few buttons on like a PC where you've got a whole keyboard and a mouse. You know, you can do whatever. With this, it's like
but it's
it has to become an extension.
It's mind blowing. Like it is honestly mind blowing. And like I said, if you're thinking about Dreams, just thinking about it, I would say get it.
Yeah.
Because even if you never create something, you're going to have an endless supply of games in the library.
Yeah.
For $35. This game won't go cheaper. I don't think this is the kind of game that will go down. I think it will actually not go up in price, but I think the PS5 launch, I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes well.
Yeah.
Media Molecule release a peripheral for dreams,
Ooh.
like an arcade stick thing,
Yeah.
or like an editing tool
That'd be really cool.
for the PS5.
God, you don't see peripherals much these days.
No, but
That would be very cool.
I honestly think this is a game changer. We'll talk about more at the end, but it's nuts. Like, and they've already got stuff like they're having monthly community game jams where you make a game that month and you can submit it, but it has to be made in that month, and then people play the games and they vote on it, and then they're gonna. I don't know. I won't talk on this too much because we're going to talk about this at the end. But I'm blown away. My only concern is I don't have enough time because I want to keep building stuff and making stuff.
Oh, you've got enough time.
And I just
of all people.
But I have so many ideas for games now.
Yeah, I know. Write them down so you don't forget.
And this is what excites me because I've tried basic game dev stuff again, and I just couldn't get I didn't enjoy it.
This is a fast, easier way.
Whereas if I can take some of my ideas that I feel are genuinely quite good, and I can then put them in concept, that's what I want. Yeah. I don't want to release a game to make money on it. I want to play a game that I make. Yeah, and if I can do that,
perfect.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like what Little Big Planet always wanted to be.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a full on game creating engine.
It is. Yeah. It is. And it's not even that. Like, you could just make music in it. It's just nuts.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Or you could just make 3D models in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And they've said that there's never going to be a fee in it. They've said that they're not going to have a case of people can sell stuff on the marketplace. People make stuff.
Yeah.
Because everyone moans about gamers and the internet being a horrible place and violent, but people will generally spend 50 hours making an incredible dragon model for people to use.
Yeah.
People will do that because they'll be proud of going, yeah, that's my model.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah, that's probably... If I choose what I would do with it, it'd probably be model making.
Model making.
Yeah, I'd make just cool models.
And there's a whole animation thing in there. You can make an animated movie.
Oh, wow.
Like, you could just make because there's cutscenes. You can make cutscenes. And so you could just make an animated movie.
That's brilliant.
It's nuts. And you saw how hyper-realistic you can get the visuals earlier.
Yeah, you showed me that.
The breakfast.
The breakfast. It's like a full English breakfast. And
yeah.
It is
and because most of the rendering and processing is done server-side, it doesn't tax your PlayStation 4.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
That's why you can basically render... Like, having a PC that can do hyper-realistic visuals, real-time rendering animation is like... You're talking into the thousands for these PCs. I'm playing on a base... At launch, PS4, and I have not had a single bit of lag.
It's brilliant.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway.
I can't wait to play it,
yeah. It's, I think you'll love it.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for a while now for this game.
Are you going to get it soon?
Oh, yeah. I hope so. I hope to get it soon, yeah. Probably next couple of months, probably.
Nice. And, yes, we've got on some news.
Yeah, let's do the news. Why don't you do it? That's why you don't do it.
Too much? Too much. Okay.
Yeah.
First bit of news, people. We actually got quite a lot of news this week. But the first bit of news. Attack of the Earthlings. Remember Attack of the Earthlings?
Attack of the Earthlings. It's the game.
It's the game.
It's an indie game.
It's an indie game.
We've all played them.
We've all played them.
We've all played this one.
Have you?
Nope.
No. Attack of the Earthlings is another turn-based strategy game. The difference here is you play as the aliens. A corporation. It's kind of... I remember because we interviewed the devs. Yeah. And I remember one of the big things that always stuck with me was the comedy they went for was they'd watched a lot of the IT crowd leading up to it, and they wanted to get that comedy across in humans that kind of land on this alien planet to mine oil. And the aliens are like, "Wait, what are you doing here?" And it very much gets that kind of IT crowd, British humour across. These guys are from Ireland, and it's cool. But Attack of the Earthlings is not getting necessarily a sequel, but there is a mobile game coming of Attack of the Earthlings. Sorry, we haven't got any gameplay for this. There is no trailer. It's just been announced. But it isn't a sequel. It isn't a Attack of the Earthlings ripped across to mobile. It is a game built from the ground up for mobile.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, Team Junkfish are developers. It's their first mobile game. They also made a game called Monstrum, if you're wondering if you've heard of them before. Monstrum is a kind of survival game against a big creature available on Steam. They are making Monstrum 2 at the moment as well, so they are making another PC game. Yeah. But yeah, Attack of the Earthlings is a game that's pretty cool. It's nice to know that clearly the game done pretty well.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, clearly this,
For them to venture
and it's
out.
going to another company.
Yeah.
Yeah, to develop it. That's quite a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, like I said, apologies no gameplay, guys, but it has only just been announced.
Yeah.
Up next, Yes, Your Grace.
Yeah.
This game, there's a what is video up now of me being a bit of a dick.
I mean, that's every video you ever
just
got
being
up.
like, you want money, mate? No, fuck off. Like someone, my daughter's getting married. No. And then someone comes up, my dog's injured, mate. Have all the money you want. Have all the money you want. Like,
you know what? You're the king now. Come up here. Come on.
So you're wondering what on earth we're on about. Yes, Your Grace is what do they call it? A kingdom sim, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you play as a king who has a throne room, basically. And in the throne room, people line up and they come up to you and say...
You know, the peasants, the peons.
Yeah, so we want this, like, we got this event down in town. It would really build up morale if you could give us 50 gold pieces to run it. And you go, yay or nay, and build them around. You got to run the kingdom, make everyone happy.
Yeah.
And then you also have your soldiers coming along being like, oh yeah, we got this new guy who needs training. Like, and you'd be like, nah, blag it. But then with that, there's also like family drama going on. Like,
you've got two daughters?
Two teenage daughters.
And obviously your wife, the queen.
Who are like, want to go off and sneak off to go on nights out. And you're trying to
sort that out.
And then there's this weird invasion looming from this like...
Yeah.
Weird, like, barbaric army.
One of them wants to marry your daughter or something.
Oh, so...
There's a whole thing going on.
You saw my gameplay of the beta.
Yeah.
And, the game's getting a full release on the 6th of March. I'm super excited to play this game.
Same.
I know you're excited to play it. So there will be a full review for the game up on Indie but then we can... should we do a team review?
Yeah, why not?
Should we do a team review on these? Yeah, let's do a team review. So we're going to have a full review. We'll do a team review. And then what I'll do is I'll put the review up of us just chatting it. And Dan being like, if he's here.
Who?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's always been just us.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. And then but no, that is it. It's so developed by Brave at Night, been published by No More Robots, and it's a game. It is coming. I definitely know it's coming to consoles, PlayStation 4 and Switch definitely, but it's coming to Steam first. It will very much case. Maybe they need a bit of money from the Steam, but it's a game that honestly, like I've played it. It's worth keeping your eye on. It's super fun. Like it's a light-hearted sim. Don't think it's a die-hard simulation game.
Oh, it's a bit fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's not like Truck Simulator 2019. It's pixely. It's humorous, isn't it?
It'd be nice to know how like consequential decisions are. That's what I'm interested to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, because they opens with the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes back, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then it's like
you do something and
a year earlier. Whatever it says. Yeah,
and then you go through months leading up to it.
I'm trying to think, it vaguely reminds me of Papers, Please.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's not obviously the same game, but it's that same kind of like simulate that kind of. If you want to call Papers, Please a sim,
then you're calling
the same kind of
sim. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Next up, a bit of news that would excite Dan if he was here. I know it did because he tweeted about it. Cat Quest, Gentle Bros are bringing Cat Quest to the West in a Pawsome pack. Now, the Pawsome pack is Cat Quest 1 and Cat Quest 2 available in physical edition.
Are there images of this? Have they shown it?
Yep, it's all out.
I'm going to look it up.
It's all out. I'm guessing it will also be available digitally. I'm assuming it will be available as one.
The physical one, surely.
Physical versions are only available on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, which is fine.
Fair enough.
I like this game on Switch myself. I have both games on my Switch already, but it's cute. I mean, the game done exceptionally well. Like Cat Quest 1 done exceptionally when it first released. Cat Quest 2 has done also very well. So knowing that these small devs like Gentle Bros are getting support to be able to then release a physical edition of it, it's just brilliant. Like, if you haven't played it yet, it's definitely
£25 for the Pawsome pack
for both games.
Yeah,
it's very good.
It's extremely good.
It's definitely a game worth playing. I mean, the end game in these games is honestly there's a lot to do. I think I'm probably about 30 hours into Cat Quest 1 and I still haven't done everything I can do.
Wow.
And I'm like 20 hours into Cat Quest 2 and I've only just done the story. So
this is a game that, as a team, though I haven't played it, we've always
It's our highest
sung
watch
his
review.
praises.
Our
Yeah.
review's now on 60,000 views.
Bloody hell!
It's insane, isn't it?
And it's so annoying as well because it's the one that's just got trailer footage.
And only one person has
Single one has
has commented.
yeah.
There's like nearly 100 comments on that video.
That's upsetting.
And one person goes, "Why is the gameplay trailer looping?"
And that was like 2 years ago. You noticed that. If you want to get on PS4, it's got a price drop at the moment to $24.26 on PlayAsia.com.
Oh wow.
It's fun. You know, if you want to get on
There you go. So the Pawsome pack is releasing in May. There's no set release date.
Yeah.
All they're saying at the moment is May. But it's if you haven't played the game yet, definitely worth checking out.
I really want to play it.
Yeah.
And I want to play both as well, even though I've been told that you can play the second one
Without the first one.
Yeah, I would like to play both.
That makes sense.
Maybe the Pawsome pack is for me.
Maybe
I don't like spending money.
Next up, Order's Blood. Order's Blood is one of my most anticipated games this year. I am so hyped for this game. Order's Blood is, again, another turn-based strategy game.
Keep coming out, don't they?
I'll get on to why it's so good in a minute. But it has got a completely free prequel available right now.
Ooh.
The prequel is available on Steam, GOG, and itch.io.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting selection there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
It's so Order's Blood. Now, you've heard me speak about Spaceland. Turn-based strategy games are one of my favourite genres. Like, I grew up playing XCOM over and over again as a kid and thinking, games shouldn't be this hard. And then
You're right, they should be easier.
but as a kid trying to play the original XCOM and just being like, I could do better this time. And I would honestly play that game for like 15 hours a day. Be like, and then you get a good base, and then your base will be invaded, and you're like, and I'd sit on my computer and be like, okay, if I move him, I loved it. I absolutely loved the problem solving of it. Now, there's a lot of fluff coming out in this genre at the moment. A lot of stuff that just gets thrown out.
There's definitely been an upswing of it, I think.
And RNG, in my opinion, is a mechanic that I can understand why it's in the genre at times, but it has too many games have been too heavily influenced by the RNG mechanics.
Yeah. It's like
and
all it is.
it takes away from the player skill. It's like I play card games. It's like having card games where a lot of cards, like Hearthstone, has so much RNG. It's not skill. It's just a case of
pure luck.
Do damage between 1 and 12. That's not a good card. The reason Order's Blood is so good is that it doesn't have RNG. It has
at all.
No. It has some exceptional mechanics. So you play as these witch hunters. It's very Lovecraftian inspired with its visuals. It's imagine visually, you can see the trailer obviously playing, but imagine it was like a 2D Dark Souls visually. That's probably the best way I could describe the visuals.
Yeah.
Now it's these witch hunters you play as. You're out and obviously you got to save certain people, and there's these creatures around, there's werewolves around, there's these other weird imp creatures around. And what you have is the creatures have a smell mechanic and there's a wind mechanic. So you can't, although it's a stealth game, you can't be like right next to them, because if the wind changes direction and they smell you, they will come looking for you. They won't go, oh, they're there. They'll come looking for you. But the stealth works in this game. And there's a What Is video up now on Indiecredible. And you'll hear me constantly say in the video, this game is made by people who know the genre.
Yeah.
They understand it. They know what people want from this genre. And it's super good. You then have these mechanics where once you kill something, you then can not possess it, exile it. And then basically you have to exile it, otherwise they can potentially come back if these weird, they're like demonic creatures.
Everything you have to do.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So there's all these mechanics going on.
Of
And it the ability, the stacking, the use of the abilities, everything works really well. And then you can literally play the demo or the prequel for free now. So if you're thinking, I don't know, I've had a bad experience recently with turn-based games, just go play it for free. Just go.
Do you think I should play it?
Yes.
You really do?
I think you would enjoy it. It's very good. The art is stunning in it.
It's about time maybe for our yearly Can Tom Enjoy a Turn-based
So it's on
experiment.
Steam, GOG. You'll probably only get it on Steam because you don't buy anything else, do you?
I'm on Epic.
No, don't do that, mate. You're Steam only.
Nah, because I'm not, whiny little piss baby. So I can use both quite happily.
I actually use GOG a lot of the time because GOG 2.0.
I've never used GOG.
GOG 2.0 now, Galaxy allows you to play. I can play any Steam game from GOG.
The thing is, GOG GOG is just a market for buying games, yeah.
Yeah, but
Didn't it used to be? It was for old games, wasn't it?
yeah, but it's CDPR run it.
They always run it.
Yeah, it's their
That's news to me.
But if you buy Cyberpunk on GOG,
Yeah,
they get a lot more. Like a lot of people who are fans have brought it on GOG because they get a lot more of the revenue.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, like the GOG Galaxy now is nuts. Like I can play any Steam game from GOG.
Oh,
It's all integrated in there.
I didn't know that.
Like and Epic, everything's integrated. Even my PlayStation games show up on there.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't play them obviously on my PC.
Oh, but yeah, but
yeah, but no, so it's available on Steam, GOG, and itch.io. Definitely recommend checking it out if you like turn-based strategy games. Next up, Neon Cyberpunk open world game Cloudpunk got announced this week and also told it's releasing this year. Now, I thought the trailer was a little underwhelming.
yeah, I don't know why.
Didn't show much.
It doesn't
There was
make
a lot
much sense of the game.
flying/driving.
Yeah.
Now, the game is, as you guessed, is set in a cyberpunk world. Lots of bright neon colours.
Yeah.
Boasts a voxel visuals, which you don't actually see from the trailer.
You kind of tell.
Every now and then when you see
You'll
like
be
the
like-
tail lights, you're
I
like,
did
oh yeah,
notice,
it's
I was
voxel.
like, oh, it's voxels. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not like you see a lot of voxel visuals where it's like everything's a big cube.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a bit more subtle than that. It's not super.
So it's a game. So it's coming to PC and consoles at the end. Sometime this year. And the game sees you playing as a newly hired delivery driver for what they're calling a semi-legal delivery company called Cloudpunk, hence the name of the game. Now, obviously being semi-legal, there'll be some stuff you're caught up in, and that's kind of where the game story will start unfolding. The trailer that you're seeing, again, now has a lot of flying in it, but there are some platforming elements there.
Well, yeah.
But when you watch another video...
If you got what actual gameplay as opposed to a trailer, yeah.
You can see more, but like you said...
It seems to be open world...
So it is an open world game.
Yeah, but the trailer doesn't make it seem that way.
No, the trailer isn't very good at all.
No, even like you see them when they're walking around, it just looks very sort of a set piece. Like you can only walk here and here.
Yep.
But when you watch gameplay of it, it's like, oh, you can just go wherever you want.
Yeah.
You can move around all through the city.
So I'm guessing you can park your little delivery thing anywhere you want. You can fly back up on it.
Yeah.
It's a game that it's got me intrigued mostly because of the visuals. As in the cyberpunk setting.
Yeah.
And the music was pretty cool because I like cyberpunk synthwave music.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it could have boasted so much more with a reveal.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. Well, maybe they didn't have the money for the marketing.
Maybe.
Potentially they made this.
Well, saying that they've just joined Merge. Like Merge are publishing the console version. So Merge are a big company. Right. So they should have had.
That's a shame.
Yeah, they should have had more of an oomph with
There's
their
potential
reveal.
for having a good trailer for this.
Yeah.
It could have been really cool looking, but the trailer is it's just flat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a case of if the way I like to see it, or the way I like to think about trailers are, if you're at E3 and you're one of the trailers between 10 that are being shown off in half an hour, are you remembering that game?
Exactly.
Not in a million years.
Yeah, no.
Not in a million years.
I'm barely remembering it now when we're talking about it.
Exactly.
So it's fading away.
But no, Cloudpunk is coming this year at some point to all consoles and PC. And final bit of news we have this week, Spirit of the North. Spirit of the North is a Nordic-inspired exploration puzzle game where it sees you playing as a fox whose life has become intertwined with Guardians of the Northern Lights. It's set in Iceland. And it's very much going to have that kind of folklore-y tale going along with it. It's going to be charming. It's going to be nice. You're playing as a little cool fox dude.
Guy, yeah.
And you're interacting with other stuff. Not to be confused with Lost Ember, which is the one where you can basically take over any animal. But Spirit of the North, it looks cute. It looks nice. The soundtrack on the trailer was nice as well. And hey, I like Nordic stuff. So why not give it a go?
Yeah, why not? I think there's a lot of Nordic stuff lately.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been a thing.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. But I should have said, Spirit of the North is releasing this spring. And it's coming to all consoles and PC at launch.
Get on it.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Which takes us on to our main topic.
It does, but
You need
I
toilet.
do need to pee so bad. And if I don't go, then we're just going to sacrifice quality of discussion because I'm going to be distracted.
Okay, so toilet break's over.
Yeah, I did it. Done it.
Main topic. And this is going to be a super chilled chat.
I'm
But
always chill, man.
as you heard me earlier, gushing over dreams, I'm really, really enjoying the experience it offers. And it made me realise, when I was going through the store today and looking at all these games, obviously it's like going through when you go on itch.io.
Yeah.
You got some absolute junk on there. And I don't want to insult anyone who's made something is clearly put effort into it.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff on there that is like...
complete shit, no one wants to see it. Just fuck off.
For lack of a better term, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there are other things on there that you find and you're like, wow, this is really cool. And there's some simple concepts. Like, now some people... A lot of people have creative ideas. A lot of people have these ideas, but the difficulty of it comes with anything. Difficulty of writing a book, difficulty of making a movie, difficulty of making a TV series, difficulty of making a game. Comes down to time. Not only you can't just go and do that. You need to, if you're doing a book, you need to learn to write. If you're making a film, you need to have a budget, like a big budget. But you need to understand production. You need to understand editing, all that stuff. Game, you need to understand coding, you need to understand modelling, you need to understand animation, all this stuff. While, yes, you can argue there's modelling and animation in dreams, it very much says, do you know what, that 2,000 hours you're going to have to spend learning those skills, we're just going to take that away. Put your ideas into the game. Go do what you want to do. And that's what it says straight away from the very beginning. Yeah. It's very much like it does this, pretty pretentious, but it's actually quite cute, the way it starts. It's like, first there was nothing, then there's a light, and the light is about an idea. And what I can see with it, some of the tutorials you have in it, the game very much encourages. It doesn't say make a bridge from here to here. It's like, do what you want. How are you going to get there? And it's about you being creative. So the question we are really answering here is, does, not necessarily dreams, but does a concept like dreams, does a program like dreams change the face of not video games, because your AAA games are always going to go down that route.
Of course, yeah.
But does it change the way that the indie game scene potentially looks in the future?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a big question, really, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I suppose there's two things you could look at, right? In terms of, we'll go down release in a minute, but I think one way it will definitely influence it is people will make stuff in dreams, and then people will play that and be inspired, and then go and actually make a game directly inspired of that. Maybe they'll even contact that creator and say, look, do you want to come and help us out?
Yeah, like work
you
together,
can be creative lead on the game.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
And we'll work together on it.
It's like, it's like you said, it removes that barrier of having to learn how to do it. Yeah. I mean, obviously you still have to learn how to use dreams, but it's going to be so much easier than learning how to do it the traditional way. Yeah. And we've seen you can clearly make things that are equal to traditionally made games, like in quality. Yeah. It's really impressive, but yeah, maybe, I mean, I've always thought, it's always seemed really obvious to me, like, why isn't there a program where you make games like this? Why do I have to write code to make a game?
Well, there's like Game Maker.
Yeah, but it's not.
I know what you mean. You're limited to what games.
Super user friendly, like Dreams. Dreams markets itself as a game. It's that user friendly. It's Little Big Planet was a really big step in that direction. Yeah, it was a big remember because it came out when I was quite young. I was like, wow, I can make my own games in Little Big Planet. That's crazy. Yeah. Didn't have a PS3 at the time because they were quite new and I was a poor boy. But I did get a second-hand PSP and I played the PSP version. I made levels in that and it felt amazing. I was like, I'm a genius.
Do you ever do it when you didn't attach stuff and you press play and everything just went...
Don't bring that kind of shit up here, alright?
It's upsetting, isn't it?
It's very upsetting. But me and my mate Charlie had it on PS3 and I go around his house, he showed me his levels, I bring my PSP and I'm like, yeah, I did this one, and we compare stuff and we're like, wow, yeah, how'd you do that? And I was like, oh, on the PSP one you could do this, and there's more limitations on the PSP one, which kind of made it more interesting in a way.
Is it like what they say? Because they say, don't they, that game developers back in the 90s are more creative because they had to find creative ways around the limitations. Power. Yeah. Whereas now you come up with a game idea, you make it.
You just do whatever you want.
There's literally no limitations.
Exactly. I think that was kind of the case. Yeah, like some of the stuff that I'd see Charlie do, obviously I couldn't capable of it, but I'd sort of make a PSP budget version of it,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Oh wow, surprised you managed to do something that was that similar." Yeah. So yeah, maybe ever since then I've always thought like, why isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Why doesn't this exist where I can just be like, and you put that there and you put that there and now it's a game, you know?
Yeah.
It's so maybe this could be maybe there'll be several tools in the future. Maybe we'll see games where it's like it will say made in whatever, and it's like one of the many dreams like.
I can even see
softwares.
that. I can even see there being something like. Now, obviously, licensing and all that's going to come an issue here, but so at the moment, Dreams do run game jams. They've already got one running now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they run game jams, and the winner of each game jam goes into like a world championship pool. Then they have the world championship game jam.
Yeah.
And the winner person from that, maybe they say, "Do you know what? We're going to release your game. Me, Monaco, are going to release your game."
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how feasible that is because obviously, from a porting play, I don't know how the hell you'd port a game from Dreams onto Xbox or whatever, or PlayStation.
It'd probably be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, I'd have no idea how it works, but
yeah.
that would be something that's really cool, and they could easily do that. Like,
I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
That'd be a great
they probably could
incentive to do that. Like, and so the game's playable on PlayStation, anyone can buy it.
Yeah,
and then we'll do 50-50 or whatever. Like, they're going to make money off of it. You're going to make money off of it, or a case of we'll support you while you finish this game. I mean, Dreams.
The thing is, like, if they released it like that and it says made in Dreams, and it's like obviously it's gone through the stages, it's that good a game. Yeah, they'll be like, wow, I can make games this good in Dreams.
Well, they've already got people like Tim Schafer.
Really,
what they're doing is each month of this year, as the game. So when the game's just released, each month, I think for the first 6 months, they're getting a big company. So it might not actually be Tim Schafer. It'll be someone from Double Fine.
Yeah.
Making like an hour-long game. And they want to get these big devs in to say, like, this is what you can do.
Yeah.
And they've already shown that with their 3-hour showcase, which is incredible. It's a legit. If I gave you that game and you played it, you would never believe it was made in Dreams. You'd think that was a straight up
game that's been made traditionally.
Yeah. And it's just like, wow. And the game, as they said at the beginning, it's a live game. It's ever evolving. It's always updating. And it's really clever from them because they don't release new content.
Yeah.
It gets made for them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to now go and make... They can increase server space. They can do whatever else. I don't know.
Yeah.
They can have a
but even that will just make them.
But they don't need to.
Yeah.
Go. Oh yeah, we just released a whole new set of assets. You just make the fucking assets.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not Sims where you're trying to buy new sofas.
Yeah.
You make the sofa you want, and then move it across.
It's like we're paying to work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very. You think about it, it's very clever. It's still mind blowing how they've managed to put this onto a. I honestly, and I said this to you earlier.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation 5 is where we see the true.
The vision
what
of
Dreams can really be.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we maybe we even see something like get your game launched on PlayStation 5 as a launch title.
That'd be very cool.
That would be insane, wouldn't
it?
People could buy your game and play your game there.
Oh man, I only would worry about that. I feel like that would get tied up in so much legal stuff.
Well, because
it's not just Media Molecule, it's Sony.
Yeah,
it's a huge corporation.
They would have to do some kind of.
How much money do they get? Are they?
Media Molecule is a Sony company.
Yeah, exactly. But how much money does the creator of the game get?
Yeah.
Like I worry there that Sony/Media Molecule would be kind of fucking the little guy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they would take the major.
You say fucking
profits.
The little guy's going to make that game anyway.
True.
In Dreams, and if they're making a game. And they're given 30% of that game. That's still a decent amount of money.
I think that's immoral. You can't do that. I'd be annoyed by that because that's he's sure you like Media Molecule made Dreams, but he made the game. Well, he made the game.
But they are giving him a top high end engine.
True.
And support.
Yeah, but he could do that himself.
So that it's not available in the game at the moment. But
I've heard he paid for it.
I've heard, and I think this is probably coming on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
You have the ability to buy servers to make online multiplayer games.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a rumor I've heard.
Yeah.
That it's potentially coming with PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
You can buy servers, but when you don't pay for servers or you shut a server down, your game can't run online anymore. Mm-hmm. But you can make online multiplayer games to play against other people on Dreams.
That'd be very
which
cool.
would be crazy good as well.
Imagine a multiplayer game in Dreams becoming super popular. It's like everyone's got Dreams just to play that multiplayer game.
It's crazy.
That'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
It would be nuts. So here's where I think it could actually not change the face of indie gaming, but So I loved like weird games like this as a kid.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything like this as a kid, but I loved games where you made stuff as a kid, like you did.
Yeah.
If you gave me this as a 10-year-old boy, I would never leave my room.
Yeah, same.
And I would have gone into game development. Like, this game could have easily inspired me and opened up my dreams, my passion further to then go and do that from a young age. That's where I think it could have a big impact. I think creative people who can get onto that.
Yeah.
Like, even in schools. I know schools say, gaming is bad. Even if you had some club in school, you'd get 5 PlayStations.
I would have joined that club.
You get 5 copies of Dreams.
Yeah.
And you just said, every week you guys are going to make something in Dreams.
I never joined a club in school because I was always like, I'm doing that. I want to be installing it at school.
But that could plant the seed.
If that was a club, I'd have been there.
That can plant the seed for these kids who might not know what to do in life. And the creativity that can get going.
Proper outlet for it.
They just go do sound design because there's a whole fucking animation. They can you can make a 3D animated movie in Dreams.
How cool would it be to be like, you want to join a dev team, and it's like, I want to be a modeler, a 3D modeler. Like, how much experience you got? It's like, about 4 years in Dreams, and they'll be like, that's fine. It's like, cool, yeah, we use Dreams, yeah. That'd be brilliant.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, do you ever hear about the guy that applied for the Tottenham Hotspur job?
No.
And it was like, he's got like 17 years experience as Championship manager and football manager. And he put down like all of his links to this team here, this team on this
to
here.
all his championships and stuff. Fucking hell. Brilliant.
But they had
you got the job, yeah?
No. Well, they had to reply with an official letter. So we got like a proper Tottenham Hotspur like headed letter back. So I remember it was like when I was at uni. So he framed it when I was at uni and stuck it up. And
that's brilliant, though.
It's so good, isn't it?
Can you imagine in the future? Obviously, it's owned by Sony. Imagine a Dreams console. So
do you think that could become a thing?
So it's obviously not expensive as a PlayStation or whatever. It's like an
offshoot. Like a Google State, like 120 quid.
Yeah, and obviously you have it on there. Dreams is on there, and all the games. You basically just have all the games that are released on Dreams. That's your games. Think that could be a thing?
I don't know.
People make games for that console in Dreams because it's just for Dreams. The Dream console.
What, and they sell the games on there?
Potentially, maybe, yeah.
I mean, selling games on there would be great because obviously it gives people a chance to become developers.
It's like
developers.
A physical Steam. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like a place where you make the game you make the game on the console and it's released on the console, and Sony / Media Molecule get some of the money and then you get some of the money. Like how you release. You get some, they get some. And
I know this sounds so cliche.
Yeah. When
people are hearing me or watching me say this, the possibilities are literally endless. Yeah. Again, I am blown away now. Like, after I take you home, I want to come back and just play games.
Yeah, that's all you're going to do, yeah.
But I can't because my niece is downstairs asleep in the front room. And I'm just like, it's Dreams time.
Kick her out.
It's Dreams time.
Kick her out.
But tomorrow, after the gym, I'm pretty much probably going to play about 10 hours of Dreams. I already have ideas for games. I said to you, I really want to make, but this is my bigger project.
Right.
I really want to make an 80s movie inspired CCG.
Yeah, that's right, of course. Yeah.
Where you have like 5 different decks, and each deck is
you're gonna have
buy
to
a game.
Model cards.
And then because I want some animations on there, so I'm gonna have to model like the stuff from the movie.
Yeah, you'd have to do it.
But if they confirm, so this is what I do. Yeah. If they confirm that online support is coming, because it would have to be an online game.
Can you do AI for the game?
You could do. I could do like a deck building game. But I mean, but then there's other things I want to do building up to that because that's the main project I want to do.
Get some practice in the smaller projects.
But it's just the possibilities are literally endless.
Yeah.
I'm so, like I said to you again, I'll state this again. I'm so excited for 6 months' time. When people will start to get their idea of it, give it a month, people start really
people make some crazy
putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Then give them 5 months on a project. The the stuff you're going to get.
Do you remember one of the Trials games, like you create maps?
Yes.
And then people just started making whole new games. Like, it was like, how is this Trials anymore? There isn't a bike to be seen. And it would just be, and you just think, how is this possible?
There are some incredible people on the internet.
Those people, but now in a system that's specifically designed to be creative as possible. Like, they have the limitations of Trials anymore. They can do anything. It's going to be some good stuff on there.
There will be some incredible stuff on there.
And I think for years to come, it'll just be...
So I think what's going to be really interesting is understanding... what I've heard, I've only seen a video on this, understanding like how deep the physics engine is in the game.
You're limited to the physics of Dreams, right? Surely you can't edit the physics that much.
Well, this is what I thought.
Yeah.
Then I saw a video of a fighting game someone's made, and it's like a full-on slow-mo fighting game, and the physics look nuts.
Right, so you can edit the physics. There's no rule. You can do what you want.
It's like, well, what I mean by it, I think you can edit like the force.
Right.
So you're editing the force of an impact and then the weight of an impact, because that's the way you do it in game dev. You edit like the force and the weight and impact, and then rigid body, I think it's called. And then that's how much it would move and things like that. But then the animation you'd edit on top as well, because there's like videos of someone's face like rippling, all done in Dreams. It's just like how long until we get a great Star Wars game?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like
a good Alien game, a good Terminator game.
That'd be nice.
Firefly. Should we make a Firefly game? Should we work together on a Firefly game?
Cut me in.
Should we do a
I will do that.
Should we work together on a Firefly game?
Absolutely.
We could do a Fast and Furious game as well.
They're making one, though, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, it's coming out this summer.
So this is gonna be better. Ours will probably be better.
Ours will be better, yeah. But
obviously, I mean, this.
Do you know what I want to do? I would remaster old games in Dreams, from the ground up.
There's got to be that.
I'd remake like Return of the King on PS2. Remember that?
Yes.
I'd remake that in Dreams. How cool would that be?
There's got to be.
Oh, mate.
So apologies to the audio listeners. I am currently googling remastered Dreams games because there's been a whole big closed beta where people have been behind the scenes because what they wanted.
It's been for like 2 years.
They didn't want Dreams to launch with nothing on it.
Yeah.
They wanted people to push the limits to see what they could do, and
especially for people who are going to buy it to know how to use it straight off the bat.
So it's launched now with like 12,000 games on it straight off the bat, and so there will be stuff out there. I just want to Google. I'm actually on YouTube.
Yeah.
Remastered Dreams games.
That's what I would want to do. That, and I would like to make games for things that don't have games, like Firefly. I would love to do that kind of thing. There's someone I've seen videos who's making, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
He's making an Avatar game from the ground up. There are ones that exist on PS2.
Someone's remade the original Metal Gear.
Not Metal Gear Solid.
I'll put this video up.
Do you mean Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid?
Metal Gear Solid.
Really?
So yeah, this is a trailer for it, apparently. I'll put these videos up so people can see what we are watching.
The video version.
Oh my god.
Surely not. I didn't make that.
They probably did.
They probably just edited that in. There's no way they made this. For audio listeners, it's the PS1 intro.
They can see it. It's the audio listeners. Yeah. We won't watch all of it, but so we watch some stuff here, and I'll put it up. So if you want to see it, go check out the
YouTube video.
The YouTube video of the podcast. But I just kind of want to see what extent people have gone to with. It's made in Dreams. So this is.
Oh my god.
This is literally. You can tell it is.
I can tell what it. This is the only level of any Metal Gear game I've ever played.
But as in, you can tell it's.
I know what it is.
No, but as in, the visuals already look a bit more cartoony, or that makes sense, from Dreams.
Yeah.
Like.
That seems to be a thing. It's like where people who are like early on in the stages, everything looks quite cartoony.
Yeah, but this.
But obviously we know it's
like. This is a full-on recreation of the first.
He's like flying through the level in the video, sort of showing you around.
Yeah, there you go.
Mad.
So
there you go. He gets it. This guy, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
What else would I make? There's so many options.
So apparently this game was made in Dreams. We're just looking at a Wipeout style racing game.
It looks like it definitely looks like Wipeout.
Hyper realistic.
Oh my god! It looks like Wipeout.
It is, but it looks.
It looks like Wipeout.
The new one.
The PlayStation one.
Yeah.
The most recent one.
It looks very good visually. Like
it's amazing.
There you go.
Even the heads-up display.
People, this is what people are making in Dreams.
There's no,
and it's
there's
been
no
out.
limits.
It's not even been out that long.
There's no limits.
It's nuts. Yeah. Maybe we should do like a monthly segment of like a recap of Dreams, especially when you get it.
Yeah, definitely. To see what people have made and stuff.
Yeah.
Like our top games of Dreams at the moment.
Yeah. Guys, I would love if you guys are playing Dreams, if you're making Dreams, if you're watching on YouTube, then comment in the comments below. If you're listening, then you can email us if you want to at podcast@indie-credible.com, or you can just comment on the podcast service you're using if they do offer it. Not all of them offer comments, but some of them do offer comments.
Some do, yeah.
But yeah, that's going to wrap up, guys. Dreams. What do you? Is Dreams going to change the landscape of the indie game scene? It just blows my mind still. Just seeing them then, I'm just like, oh wow.
I think this is going to go under the radar annoyingly.
Do you really?
I don't know anyone else who's excited about this game.
It's weird, isn't it? I spoke to Dan about it, and Dan was like, great, it's Dreams.
Who?
But that's Dan, isn't it? Dan won the lottery. Oh, great, won the lottery.
Oh, okay.
He is Neil from The Young Ones. Do you remember the Neil? No.
Oh my god. He's the Neil of the podcast.
He's the Neil of the podcast.
He'll love that.
You're Vivian.
Well, he won't love that, will he?
You're Vivian. I'll be Rick. The dick.
I'll take Vivian.
Yeah.
You
Vivian's
are the dick,
cool.
so yeah.
Yeah, I'm the dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you for stopping by, watching, listening, whatever you chose to do. If you are playing Dreams, show us your projects. Like we would love to see community projects and talk about them on this podcast. Like I'm genuinely blown away, and I've already think like we looked at a Witcher trailer last week that's inspired by the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favourite videos I've seen because I love it when I find a piece of content on the internet that people are so passionate about and they put so much time and effort of their own time and effort, not to make money, just to put something out there that they love doing. And this is just giving them that scope to go do what you want.
It's like, it's a free play. It's like, just go, just do it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what people make and come up with in that. It'd be crazy good. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. If patrons, make sure you stick around because we do have a post show coming up for our patrons. If you want to get part of that post show, then it's $1 a month over on patreon.com/indiecredible. You get access to pre and post show every single week. But otherwise, the rest of you guys, thank you for being here and supporting us and watching the show. If you want to find either of us on social media, you can find myself at What's Up Woody, or you can find Tom at Shriek and Profit.
I'll be there.
I'll be tweeting out about some of my Dreams videos as they come around.
Yeah.
But yes, until next week, guys, have a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is where you are. But no matter what time it is where you are, make sure you stay incredible.
Oh, that was a smooth outro.
It's two weeks in a row.
Yeah, it's because Dan's out here. He's not putting you off. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Get rid of him.